I didn't really want to tell you. I guess for the same reasons we have secrets. Shame, embarrassment. I didn't want you to wonder what I had done wrong. If I was a good mother, I didn't want you to look for my failures. The odds were getting worse and I was tired. My son, the beautiful child who filled my life with joy and happiness, was a drug addict. I know I lied. When you asked me about my son, I told you he was finding himself. The truth was he was homeless and I had a home. He was hungry and my cupboards were full. He was lonely and he had a family who loved him. He was a junkie, a liar, a thief, a psych ward regular, an inmate. My son, a homeless man on the run. The son I loved with all my heart. I asked the same question that every person asks that has an addict in their life. How did this happen? I suppose the story will be familiar to some of you. Our life was happy, a typical suburban family. We had a close family and friends. We were active in church and our family was strong. My son was kind and considerate. People felt good about themselves when he was around. He actually graduated high school early and he went across the country to film school. We were so proud. After about a year, things changed quickly. All the signs started to add up. A loss of interest in school, his grades dropped, and he lost interest in all the things that he loved. I did my research. I had a plan already. We were going to go to treatment, and he was going to be the perfect client, and we were going to be the perfect family, and then he'd come home and everything would be back to normal. Well, things didn't work out that way. 16 treatment stints, 430 days in treatment, 8 or 9 halfway houses, and over 10 stays in the psychiatric unit. He was on a destructive cycle between institutions, living on the street, and then back into institutions. Still to this day, the most difficult part for me is when jail was added to the list. Addiction typically leads to lies as well as theft. I wasn't naive. I thought he probably did some shoplifting to survive. But nothing, I mean nothing prepares you for when you see your son on the local news robbing a bank. I can still barely utter those words to this day. I don't think I've ever told anybody outside our family. His addiction was destroying everything. After 2 serious suicide attempts, it looked like the odds were completely against him, and it looked like, on paper, there was no hope. The doctors, the nurses, the caseworkers, the probation officers, they tried, they really tried, but they were running out of options. We tried one more time to give him the support he needed to get healthy, and when he relapsed, we told him he had to go. I gave him $1, a $10 calling card, and we sent him on a bus across the country to a city he'd never been in. God used a number of faithful people to reach my son, and because of answered prayers, he is in Absolute Ministries today. One of those faithful people is Cameron Burke. He is the pastor and founder of Absolute Ministries. He and his wife Amy have given their home, their finances, their time, their commitment to serving God and to serving these men. While the system provided programs that kept my son alive, Absolute Ministries has been teaching him how to live life. And because of Jesus Christ and my son's relationship with Jesus, he now has hope. His testimony about how God kept showing up is amazing. My son is forgiven and redeemed. He is not a drug addict, he is not a thief, and he is not a liar. He is a child of God and he is forgiven. And now he knows that he is worthy to be loved. The other reason why I'm telling my story is I'm committed to Absolute Ministries. How do you thank somebody for helping save your son's life? The only way I know how is by supporting them as they serve Jesus Christ and their community. If you are able and you want to make a difference in someone's life, please donate to Absolute Ministries. Lives are being restored, families are being healed, children have their parents back, and parents have their children back. And God is being God.
So I'll shake off these heavy chains.